Today, we are going to take you to a very special, magical place on Earth. The one place that convinced us to like hiking. What are you going to say?
Nothing. You said you're doing the mini.
I thought you were going to say something
I'm not doing anything.
Say something!
I'm just smiling and I'm just... Smile to the camera.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Just make a love to the camera.
Hiking is very trendy, I think.
Yeah, like a lot of people that we meet love to hike.
Love hiking.
We recently went on a hike with some friends.
Yes, they were like, what should we do? Let's go on a hike. And we were
Let's
like,
hike.
all right, sure. And
We don't particularly love it.
whenever I'm hiking, I spend most of the time trying to remember if I like hiking,
Yeah.
being a bit unsure about it. But there's a reason for that. The reason is that we have had so many disasters as a family trying to hike.
Yep.
Like, terrible. Like, we just fail.
I remember one experience, actually, two experiences come to mind, both with my side of the family and with my wife's side of the family going on a hike. One of them was in Australia. We were on a family holiday.
What activity should we do? Let's go on a
hike. Yeah. But I think what the problem is that what we think in our mind as a hike is probably a lot less than what our family is envisaging that hike to be.
Like, I imagine, like, I just want to walk somewhere where it's pretty and I can chat to people.
Yeah, like a social event.
Like a toddle through the bush.
A toddle?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever heard of that word before.
It's English.
Is it does it come from the Urban Dictionary?
I think it's from the English dictionary.
You've been reading too much Jane Austen.
I imagine a toddle through the bush, and when you toddle, you wear thongs, which is flip-flops in the US.
Don't. There's probably a lot of US viewers that were like, they just had this terrible mental image of the Gilbert family wearing thongs.
We all wear thongs.
Walking through the bush.
You wear thongs when you hike, but that's our word for flip-flops.
Flip-flops,
which we
yes.
have turned up for hikes wearing flip-flops.
We
because
have.
We're dumb.
Well, this particular hike I was thinking of, we rocked up with our thongs on, our flip-flops.
Thinking it would be a toddle.
Yes, and instead it was like this 2.5 hour hike, and inevitably I end up carrying children on the way back, and I'm in my thongs.
Oh yeah, and there's crying and like misery,
Yeah.
and people are bored and they're tired, and it's just like...
And people, people don't talk as much on a hike because they're concentrated, like one foot after the other. Jolly, let's go, come on.
And we did that big hike when we were first married. Like, we did this big hike in this place called Wilson's Prom in Australia, like a 3-day hike.
Oh, beautiful place.
Beautiful, but I didn't look at it because I had this giant heavy pack, and I spent 3 days looking at my feet so I could see where I was stepping. It was horrible.
Yes.
All these beautiful views that I wasn't looking at because I was looking at the dirt.
And what about the time we went with your family to Utah? Went to the Arches National Park.
Oh, and again, we thought, oh yeah, this little wander through some sort of park. It's a proper hike, and we turn up and felt a bit suspicious because our friends were wearing like...
They were wearing lycra. I was about to say spandex. Were they spandex or lycra?
Like activewear.
Activewear. Buying groceries in my activewear.
Activewear.
They're wearing activewear.
That's a whole nother topic.
Activewear.
Activewear.
Activewear with like real hiking boots, and we had just like slapped on any clothes, whatever, and like my daughter was wearing brand new shoes that weren't broken in and didn't fit her that well. They're a little bit big, and
just unprepared, weren't we?
Yeah, so she like got this huge blister and cried, and by the time we arrived at the arch, we were so mad from the trauma of trying to walk from A to B with our kids that we were like ropeable, like we could barely speak. I didn't want to be in photos. It was just...
It's a little bit like a non-car version of our driving experiences we shared in our very first clip a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
It's just
and
we arrive there and we're just not happy.
yeah,
And
we're like-
inevitably I have to, sorry to interrupt you, my darling, but inevitably I have to carry kids after that, and I don't like carrying kids. I just don't like it.
yeah, so like we're terrible at it, and it's boring.
Yeah, I don't find it fascinating. I don't find it stimulating.
Well,
I think
I mean,
I think we prefer connecting in different ways with people.
anyway, we discovered a place that contained 7 magical elements that made the hiking experience wonderful, even for us. And those 7 elements all exist in Austria. We're going to take you there now.
I love how you like set the tone, like make it magical.
It's magic. Well, you can't say this. Magical.
Yeah, you can't say we've found 7 elements that make hiking magical. I guess you're right. That's really lame.
You try and say it better.
Okay, you ready? We have found 7 magical elements that make any hiking trip amazing. How's that?
Are you trying to sound like Dumbledore?
No, a little bit like David Attenborough, maybe a little bit. How was that?
I think yes,
I
David
love
Attenborough
David
voices make
Attenborough.
things more magical.
They do, because he makes anything sound just amazing.
This is going to be the end of the road for a lot of salmon.
You know, like, it could be like describing the mating practices of
Stop! We're not going
of
to describe mating practices of anything.
Element number 1. In Austria, to begin your hiking trip, you don't need to climb a mountain.
You don't need to walk.
No, you go onto a lift, a gondola, that takes you to the top of the mountain.
Not the top, half.
Yeah, halfway.
It's so in Austria, you can just catch a ride halfway up there.
It's amazing.
It's fantastic.
Like, why don't they think about that everywhere else in the world?
Of course we're going to like hiking in Austria.
It was so good.
All right.
And where we stayed, actually, in the little town of Maria Alm, and you can read all about that in the link below to my wife's blog. They actually provided us free, if you have accommodation there during the summertime, they give you free tickets to use the gondola unlimited.
Element number 2. The scenery needs to look like it's straight from a fairy tale. Like, preferably Hans Christian Andersen.
Yep.
Or some sort of fantasy novel that involves unicorns.
Don't forget the unicorns.
Like, it needs to look like the kind of forest where a unicorn could step out and you wouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah.
It's a lot less boring that way. Like, no offense to Australia. I love Australia. But
I can't see any unicorns
no.
like come emerging from the Aussie bush.
No, I mean, we've been on some beautiful hikes in Australia, but if you just go on a bushwalk, so boring.
But Austrian mountains with beautiful, amazing alpine pastures with cows roaming through them with full-on bells that ding, ding,
Yes,
ding.
and like people yodeling and wearing lederhosen and unicorns.
Element number 3 of any amazing hike is where you need to have surprise elements that just appear out of nowhere throughout that hike.
To entertain you.
Yeah. So for us, we took the gondola up to the mountain,
Walked for 5 minutes.
and all of a sudden, a ropes course
appeared.
materialized out of the forest.
So the kids didn't have time to get bored. We walked for a little bit. Not enough time to get any blisters, and then
Ropes course.
a ropes course
Amazing.
appeared. Or an amazing playground just appear in the forest. We like that to
We do.
be part of our hikes.
Element number 4, to go along with these hidden activities that emerge out of the bush, or I should not call Austrian
No.
landscape the bush.
Forest.
It
It's magical forest.
No. It's pristine alpine forest. How's that?
Yeah.
That's good. The 4th element is the views.
Yeah.
I have never been to a country that has had better views than Austria. Like, honestly, it's like, we'll show some pictures now, you get to see some of the magical places that we got to walk through. In fact, when we first arrived there, with dealing with jet lag, our youngest, who was 8 months old, was getting up like at 4 o'clock in the morning, and to allow everyone else to sleep, I would strap him to my back, still in his pajamas, his onesie, and I would just walk. And I had some amazing experiences just walking through the alpine pastures of Austria between 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the morning. That first month we were there, oh my goodness, the views were just absolutely amazing. I'm Jacobit. We're coming down the mountain. We left the mountain.
Yeah, so for a good hiking experience, element number 4, breathtaking, amazing views.
What about 5, darling? What have we got there?
Element number 5, rocking chairs, just randomly placed on the mountain so you can chill out and look at the views. So if you're feeling a little bit tired after you're like toddle through the forest, you're feeling a little bit tired after walking through a unicorn magical forest, you feel like resting your weary bones. Element number 5.
Put your feet up.
Magical surprise rocking chairs.
Yeah. These are all true.
True.
These are all true.
We seriously hiked and found surprise playgrounds and rocking chairs to look at the view.
All right, let's go to my favorite, element number 6. On one of our trips, as we walked through the forest, we actually got to pick wild raspberries on the way, which was kind of fun. But as we went through the forests, the other thing that materialized for us was this cute little gingerbread-looking house on the side of the mountain.
That sold ice cream sundaes.
That served the best ice cream sundaes.
So element number 6 is food. Like that you don't have to carry. So element number 6 is like free food in the forest and ice cream parlors at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, have you ever been on a hike where you've had ice cream parlors served in the middle of your hike?
We didn't even know it was there.
We did in Austria.
We were going on a family hike. We braced ourselves and girded our loins for the trauma, but we were going to do it because that's what travelers do.
Yep.
And all these amazing things happened.
Wonderful. So I remember with our family being there, ordering chocolate and vanilla sundaes and sitting there on the front, enjoying this amazing scenery in the middle of our hike. That gave us the sustenance we needed to finalize the hike. And that takes us to our final element.
Okay, element number 7. In case you're feeling a bit tired, the final element for the perfect family hike is to have slides down the mountain.
No
For
kidding.
real?
No kidding.
For real. We, for real, went on a hike where we slid down the mountain.
Yeah.
I mean, we did see signs that had age limits. No one was around.
We ignored them.
We had a baby, so we took our baby carrier and put it to the front and like held on because the slides were like tube slides. And so we just held on to him and slid down the mountain.
So the mountain around Maria Alm, Austria had, I think there was about a series of 6 or 7 slides that took us from where the gondola finished down to the bottom. And we as a family at the end of our hike said, hey guys, no walking down the hill, let's take the slides.
I remember I got airborne.
Yeah, you had a bit more weight. She had the baby too.
I had the baby and I was wearing like these slidey kind of hiking pants. And because like you said, there was like 5 or 6 slides, but some are steeper than others. And I was like clutching my baby. And at the bottom, I like hit this bump and
Airborne. So fun. So fun.
Amazing.
So we went on this magical hike, had all of these 7 elements, and we finally realized that we actually liked hiking.
We do like hiking.
With conditions.
Yeah. So if any of you know of another place that contains the 7 magical elements for the perfect family hike, we would love to know about it. But if you would like more details about this place, feel free to check out my blog below. There's a few more details there. So yeah, family, the perfect, most magical family hike in the world contains 1, a lift up the mountain.
Number 2.
2, forests from a fairy tale.
Oh yeah. Number 3.
3,
Surprise activities like hidden ropes courses. Number 4. The most amazing views that you've ever seen in your life.
5, rocking chairs, just in case you feel a bit weary.
Ice cream halfway through the hike.
That's number 6. And
then
number
we
7
finish
is
it off with
slide down the mountain.
Slide down the mountain.
The world is an amazing place,
It
and
is.
you never know when you'll be surprised. So we were surprised. We thought we would never like hiking, but we were just so kind of spoilt for life. But
Unfortunately, every hike we've taken since
Yeah, oh
has
yeah.
had to measure up
Like,
to this
but
high
where
standard.
is the ice cream and the rocking chairs and the ropes course? All right, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune in for some more crazy fun stories and come traveling the world with us. See ya.
Bye. I should tell them one day about my Japanese toilet experience. That would be fun.
You just want to talk about toilets
No, I just say it's a funny story.
because it's Japanese toilets. It's fun.
Yeah, like you feel like you're in the cockpit of like you're a full-on pilot with all these buttons everywhere, and it's a great experience.
That was a bit boring.
I don't care.